Yo, what is up, guys? It's Mr. T coming at you live from NYC. Welcome back to Convos, our podcast over here at TimTalks. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Now, you guys probably saw from the title what this whole podcast is going to be about. But again, before I begin, I just want to say thank you guys so much again for all your support. I know the channel keeps on growing and you guys keep on going at it strong. And so, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. You guys have been freaking awesome at, just getting the word out there. And I know it's slow and steady, but we are making progress. And, that's all that there is to say. I love you guys. And you guys have been an awesome audience out there. Whether you came over because of the episodes, whether you came over because of the shorts, whether it be because, I showcase you guys over on the community tab, give your shout out over to the world. And just, again, to support all my wonderful creators out there. Same goes for whether it be you're a podcaster or whether it be a gamer or, just those inspirational things that I like to do with life. And it was absolutely amazing. I almost lost my train of thought again. So, again, you guys have been awesome. And I can't wait to see what more we have in store. And I can't wait to see what it is the future holds for us, right? So, again, you guys read the title. Now, you guys probably seen the live stream that I've done a couple days ago. And so, I'm going to talk today about, TikTok. And this isn't actually a comment that someone left for me. It's just something that I feel that I wanted to get down personally because, I've seen what TikTok's become now. I still remember when it was initially called Musical.ly. I think that's what it was called before the company changed it over to the name TikTok. So for any of you guys don't know, if you guys have been on the platform already, you know what I'm talking about, right, when it comes down to this. So again, TikTok is this large video sharing platform, again, with all the deeds, and you guys get to not only do performances or whatever, but you also get to share with the world in short form videos what it is that you have to offer, right? All the talented and wonderful people out there, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to TikTok. And I didn't have a comment specifically for it, but I've known that it changed the world overnight. And I still remember. So when I first heard of TikTok, I still remember what it was initially. It was called Musical.ly. And the idea was that there would be people who would be on and then, doing some performances to songs. And, the company got licenses and permission to use the songs on their platform. And then from there, people just went at it and they went all over crazy and they did amazing things with it. They showcased their talents, their efforts, and their love and appreciation for the songs, but also what they can do, right? And it's become so professional, and the fact that many people are on it, it literally blew my mind just to, see it all going to heck, and not saying that in a bad way. I've literally seen, for example, this one app and then every other app, for example, like YouTube, we got like YouTube Shorts, and then we got Instagram with Instagram Reels, Facebook also, they got their own video sharing platform, but it was still the same. Facebook's kind of like in the middle, where they are all around, but at the same time, not too specialized in anything apart from what I've seen on like Messenger, right? So TikTok was the app that spearheaded it all, and then the company decided to change it from Musical.ly over to the brand name TikTok that we got now, right? You guys don't know, it's an app based in Asia. I'm not going to specify too much into it. If you guys have done your own research, you already know where it's based at. And I wanted to talk about that specifically because I feel as though that's going to come up in the comments at one point when I get down to reading them again. But really, I just wanted to talk about what is happening with the app as of this time, right? So if you guys haven't heard, there's been a lot of talk in the United States about what's going to go on with the app. And for national security reasons, they are thinking about, banning the app. Now, I wanted to give my own stance on that because I did have my own opinions on the app. And I'm going to talk about it from an objective point of view. Well, first off, I've actually tried the app once. And from there, I felt as though my sis, Madame Audacity, had gotten used to using the app. And she was more expert with it. And she loved the app. And it surprised me as well what you could have learned from it. Well, first off, TikTok is literally that kind of app where really you can learn a lot from it. And you can digest so much content in just a matter of seconds, if not even minutes, but seconds. And again, it surprises me. Sorry guys if there's just this car revving outside in the studio, and Sorry for that. But back to what I was saying, when it comes down to the app, you can learn a whole damn lot from it. And it's so surprising that it just became an app catered to music, to something where people actually build their lives around the app. You have influencers who post a lot of things, some helpful, some just for fun. And again, it's this app where literally everything is unfiltered. But the issue there that's happening now, or so it's been claimed, is that, for security reasons, right, the data that's being touched, that's being used by the app, again, guys, let's be honest. If you are going to be on a platform that's going to be showcased to the world, right, and then from there, you are showcased to the world, but then, for every action, there's an opposite reaction, right? For the idea that you are also in front of a screen, someone is there behind the scenes and actually coordinating the efforts to try and get your video done and add all the edits. And then from there, not only just the app, but also someone's modulating it to get it to the right people, right? So if you guys, for any of you guys out there who are still young and are still, wondering how this app works, so if I want to think about it in a nutshell, really, as you do a TikTok, for example, right, and then you add your edits, someone is there behind the scenes actually seeing what is going on, whether it be a robot or just a person. And the reason why that person is there is because, if that video is gonna go get to all those people out there, right, someone's got to look at the servers. Someone's got to make sure that the algorithm's still working and that it goes to the right people, right? You want to target an audience? Then cool. Then someone has to actually be there. Not everything can just be a machine. Not everything can just go digital. And someone from there can actually, send that over to your intended audience. And then that's how, I don't want to say it like that, but your videos blow up. That's how they literally come alive, and that's how people come to love it. And seriously, that's literally how it is. So, for any of you guys out there who are just wondering about the app, again, you still gotta have the person behind it. There's gotta be people, there's gotta be a crew, there's gotta be a company running it, right? And and this is true, what I've seen with regards to the data is that when my friends first logged into the app, and usually when it comes down to any form of social media app, there's usually a disclaimer, and a disclaimer in which they get your permission, because honestly, guys, we also have to still be careful when it comes down to social media. We got to be careful about the platform and navigate it very carefully, right? Because you never know. You never know what's going to go down, and you never know who's out there. And so, let's take it from a perspective not only from a teacher, but also from someone who genuinely does care for the safety of people, right? And so there's usually a disclaimer, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, just wondering, for example, are you 16 and above? Do you have this? Do you have that? Can you provide some information in regards to your safety, right? For anything that you do and you navigate through social media, right, there's always that form of disclaimer. But I noticed with TikTok, for example, it's also quite lenient for the first stage. And, this is coming from my sis, coming from Madame Audacity. Just recently, TikTok had put notice, a terms and security notice, a terms of service notice for, new users, right? And any users who are already on the platform who have to sign the agreement, especially if you're based in the United States. It's specifically to the United States. And, that also is kind of a throw-off. And again, it's not to diss the app or anything, but it's more so that, isn't it kind of strange where an app in which, it's also based on social media and people use it, and both younger and older, right? Isn't it kind of strange that a disclaimer has not been issued by them in which to protect your information, right? And that was just only very recent. So that's a controversy that's centered around it. And again, regardless of your stance, because I do consider that people not only use the app for fun, sometimes they even have a living off of it, right? So to question the app now would be very, counterproductive. And, that's something I don't want to do, because I've seen the app and I've seen its good sides and drawbacks, right? So, first off, I wanted to get the drawbacks out of the way because of the fact that, there's still a lot of good things with the app, and there are many things in which it can be commended for, right? So first off, but before I get into that, let me just talk about why people have been just complaining about it so much, right? And before I get into what I think as well is just as important, what benefits it brought to the world, right? So what I've been hearing on one side is that, for example, with TikTok, right, with all the short form content that's available, right, it seems to affect the new gen's attention span, right? And, from perception, just from what I've seen from other people, kids, adults, older generations, it does happen, right? It does happen where people tend to, just swipe away at another video and move on to something that's new, right? All for the sake of digesting content, right? So, again, from that perspective, it seems as though people can get very distracted because it's like the app keeps you in because there's always something new to digest with one swipe of a finger or an arm or a knee or an elbow or whatever, right? So again, it's so easy to just swipe over to another video in the hopes of finding something new that you can take in and all of that, right? And of course, if we really look at the data and we look at other people, it does tend to affect people in that other people expect more in a short amount of time, right? And it's part of overconvenience, right? And I mentioned that before in the previous podcast. And again, say what you want about this point of view, because I totally don't mind. You're entitled to your own opinion, and I don't mind because you guys, I do care what it is that you have to say, right? And again, this is a podcast where we don't try to have heated battles. Again, it's all about keeping you guys informed. So again, back to what I was saying about TikTok. If you guys are still comprehending, because I'm saying a lot. But really, when it comes down to the platform, it seems as though there's just so much in a short amount of time. And people who go onto the app, it seems like they translate that to real life, right? They expect more in a short amount of time. But, that's the thing as well. And, like I said, I'm going to get to the good sides probably after the break that I'm going to have when I play my radio. But literally, that's the biggest complaint that I've heard. Not unwarranted, but at the same time, there could be more to the argument. But that's just what I've heard with regards to TikTok. And secondly, as well, is the idea that, our data could be manipulated. Because, like I said, every app is supposed to have that agreement. And even though, for example, a company might go around it and not try to uphold it, at least it was there, right? It's part of the legal jargon. If there was an agreement and if there was a contract that was signed and in which has to be reported, then that's a little bit of an assurance, right? For if you want your security safe, right? If you want your face to be safe and if you want your, if you want it to be safe, right? Your personal data, right? Just a little disclaimer, a little bit of a notice is helpful, right? You don't just go into the fire without knowing what's the benefit, right? It's like I forgot the quote, but anyway, you guys know what I mean, right? You don't just jump into the fire without expecting, without having no expectation, right? So again, literally that's one of the other issues there is that, with this wonderful and widespread app, there's just gotta be an assurance that at least by law, there is something to protect yourselves, right? And again, that's just something that I can kind of agree on in that, as a teacher, I do want my students to be safe. I want everyone to be safe. And just having that assurance that the app is intending to do so by law, it's a free market, right? If you want to ensure safety and security, it's got to start with that, right? It's got to start down with something that's in writing. And, I'm also glad as well that TikTok had implemented that, at least to the extent in the United States, because, again, the US is the largest consumer of TikTok. We literally go on it every day. And, again, although I don't use it every so often, and I've seen it, though. I've seen many people use it, especially in the US. But even though I'm not on it, again, that's something just to be wary of, right? I am aware of what's going on with regards to the app. And, I just want to keep those in mind. Keep those comments and keep those suggestions in mind because, it's for safety, right? And I want you guys to be safe out there. Social media can be a hell of a wreck sometimes. But, you guys, again, I want you guys to be safe. And that's all I'm ever asking for with the app. But those are the two biggest complaints, and the rest is all just good, okay? But, before I get into that, you guys been listening to me for over 15 minutes now. And so I just want to play something over for you guys on the radio. Hope you guys enjoy, and I hope the mic sounds good. And I hope you guys don't mind the sounds that are going around outside the studio, because, guys, to be honest, no matter how much insulation was put in here, literally, I don't think anything can stop the construction happening outside my apartment. So, again, I apologize for that. But, to make up for that, hope you guys enjoy the radio. I'll meet you guys back in a bit. Alright guys, so welcome back. And so I hope you guys enjoy what we got on the radio. Again, shout out to the guys over there at, I believe, I'm gonna say this incorrectly, I believe. So it's Vlog No Copyright Music. Again, those guys are awesome. They're allowing these soundtracks out for free. But again, these guys can be credited for making some awesome music. And so shout out to them over there, and shout out as well to the artists, whoever was featured for today. If you guys want to check them out, go ahead and check them out in the description. Alright, again, they've made so many soundtracks, thousands of videos, and I cannot be ever grateful for all that they do, because literally music is life, right? And speaking of music, let's head back over to TikTok, and let me just get down to the good things that I've noticed about the platform. Again, this ain't a hate video, because there's literally, I look at things from both sides, both perspectives. It's like my friend Arnell said, sometimes you just gotta listen to both and hear out both, because that's just the more professional thing to do, and that's something very important to do, right? Sometimes you just don't always just hear, just listen, right? Listen and let it ride, right? So again, back over to TikTok. So let's just talk about, for example, the many good things about the platform. And I think I'm gonna start off with the pandemic. I know it's a sucky part to start at, but with the pandemic being over very soon, and it's amazing. Coming May, literally the world can breathe a sigh of relief in that we gotten past the worst, and we're now working towards making everything better, right? At least in terms of, us on an individual level, right? But back to TikTok, it really helped the world at the time when it's most needed, right? Despite all the controversy surrounding it, it did kickstart something new and something that's gonna define the generation forever, right? Imagine in like 15 seconds, right? 15 seconds is, I believe, something that's become like the norm when it comes to short form videos, right? So again, in 15 seconds, just imagine literally everything and all that's happening and all that you're digesting in the span of time, right? In 15 seconds, you could learn something new, right? And it's up to you to, again, check out if it's true or not, right? But above all, literally, when you go online, like my sis, Madame Audacity, literally there's a lot of, or not Madame, also Miss Audacity. Literally, the things that she got, for example, to set up her art studio, literally from the lamp that she had, from the computer she had, to the keyboards, and to all the wonderful and artistic supplies that she's got. She literally learned them from TikTok. And again, it surprised me as how much she's learned over on the platform in just a short amount of time. And again, it's just absolutely amazing in that, the thing is with the comment that I mentioned earlier about how people are saying it affects our attention span, I think it's more so because people are quicker to absorb things and quicker to be more knowledgeable about things, right? We can absorb something and literally take it to heart, especially if it's something that we like. And the thing about the platform, why people get so sucked into it, is because it is really, really good at finding the things that you love, right? Part of something that I learned is sometimes even social media can be better parents, right? I mean, my parents are cool, they're awesome, but sometimes other people depend more on social media to be a parent because people learn from them, right? Sometimes people learn more on social media than their actual parents. And I ain't gonna sugarcoat that. That's been what's been happening as well, is that the app listens more than the parents or other adult figures. And you ever wonder why adults are wondering what the hell is the problem with the app? It's more so that the app gives people what they love, right? And people can find their passion. They can find something that they love from the app. Literally, I've seen people who wanted to pursue their degree based off of what an influencer does, or something that other people have created, some people enjoyed, and it's amazing. And it's so heartfelt to actually see that, because I've heard, I've seen when my friends or whoever, right, they're just questioning like what it is they want to do with their lives. And it's not unwarranted. It's literally something that people contemplate now, is that with a future that's more competitive than ever, right, what is it that they want to do, what can they hone in on and ensure that they not only improve their skills on but can enjoy it for the rest of their lives. TikTok granted that, and the fact that the platform is still running strong and many people are on it, it literally defined the generation, because people are becoming so knowledgeable from the app. You learn a lot of things from it. And even though I don't go on the app, I don't download it for personal reasons that I won't disclose, but my sis also shows me what's on the app, and you do learn a lot. People get so creative and they're so passionate with what to do on TikTok. And not only that, it inspired a whole slew of apps to follow suit. And for example, like YouTube, literally one of the biggest platforms in the entire world besides TikTok, and they came up with something called YouTube Shorts, and that's what you guys are seeing. That's where I'm seeing most of the funnies from, and that's where many people are enjoying the content that I got over here at Convos. Not only just from the podcast, but also, with podcasts, some people are very selective towards them, but many people love memes and shorts, and to be honest, I love making them because it's just so fun to edit. And I'm not after success or whatever, but I'm after just growing a family. And from there, YouTube Shorts was an inception because of TikTok. Literally, TikTok is what inspired other apps to follow suit with YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. Sometimes Snapchat jumped in on it with adjusting their own platform, and so much more. And many people are really experimenting with AI and just trying to make the apps that people use nowadays more personal, right? And it's amazing. My tone may not capture, but it's true. The app has made it so that people become more knowledgeable in a short amount of time. And to be honest, right, even with people, I noticed with the younger generation, and this is not to diss the older generation, I noticed that the younger generation can be more patient. They can be more understanding and look at other people and say, hey, we can empathize, right? And I'm not going to specify age group, but I've seen newer generations, whether it be the youngest to like the middle ones. It's literally the case where I've seen them be able to wait and tolerate, right? It's amazing as well. And again, it's not to diss the older generation and say they're impatient or whatever, right? Because they have their own concerns, right? But we're gonna be the ones to carry the torch. And with regards to it, right, I felt as though the new gen has hope because we can still be patient, right? We can still be patient when we want to, right? It's about catering to what's important. Our generation now, we're not really focused more on money or whatever, right? And of course, we still need it, right? But we found it most important of all to literally find what you love apart from doing what you need, right? Because our life can be very long or can be very short, right? And TikTok kind of gave us an insight into what's gonna happen with the world, right? People are focused more on what we love and what we should care about in the world. And the fact that, other people have finally gotten down to what it is that's important in life. It's amazing. It's amazing to see what this app has inspired other people to do, what other people have found, and it's just something that literally inspired a new generation to do what it is that we want to do, right? And that's us, right? And again, generations change, and that's something on the app showcase, but it's not to say that there's a loss of hope for other people, right? I've seen other people, other adults, even older adults jump in on the app and do what it is that they love, right? And of course, although they're still, it's funny as well when I see them just and trying to use all the features and try to experiment. It's amazing still to see how they work with the platform, and they work with it very well. Older generations are catching up with it, right? Because of the app. And so that's just one of the things. I know there's a lot of things, but seriously, this app has just inspired other people to be more knowledgeable. We can see things in the world, right? For good or for bad, right? But also, it's important as well because the app shifted our lives. Literally, not only was the app enjoyable and fun, but it also helped us get through one of the toughest times on the planet to date. I feel as though with the world at large, right, nothing could have been as surprising as a modern pandemic in the 21st century. Because, we thought that we'd move past it, but, with the world so interconnected, right, it's bound to happen, right? But in the midst of everything, TikTok literally helped us get through things and inspire other platforms to do the same, right? And again, say what you want with regards to it. I'm in the middle towards, again, I don't use the app, but I don't hate it. I condone it for what it's meant for, but I also am worried about what it can do, right? We just have to be very careful because anything when it comes to social media, we got to be very selective with what it is that we look for, because we want to look out for what's most important. We want to look out for the things that we love, right? We don't want to be sucked into a cycle of just hating on other things, right? And, that's the thing about social media is that we always got to be careful, right? And that's the thing with navigating other apps like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, WhatsApp, TikTok. Again, navigating through them, we also got to be careful with that, right? And I thought I had one last thing to say about TikTok. That's good. I'm just trying to think about it. Oh, okay, I remember. Is that it has so many features that helps you to express yourself, right? It went from this app where you're dancing on Musical.ly and doing some performances, right? To people actually showcasing their lives in a way that other people can see and admire, right? Again, people have their motives, whether it be to, love other people or to spread hate, right? But again, as a new gen, we should expect that above all on social media. We shouldn't be surprised at all about what the app has done and what it could do to people but we can admire it for how it allows people to express themselves for who they are, right? For good or for bad, right? And sometimes it sheds a spotlight as to what other people have encountered, what other people have done, and just shed a light and say, hey, if people ever need help, this app can help you, right? And again, it seems as though it can go to the extreme, right? The app can help you by helping you find supporters, or it can be your worst nightmare by attracting the haters, right? But it's all about learning how to navigate the app. And that's my ultimatum when it comes down to social media. Even with myself, right? Not everything that I do, likewise, is going to be accepted, and that's fine. That's fine because people have their comments and people have their own judgments. People have their own opinions, and why should I take that away from them, right? Why should I take away a person's voice when the whole point of the podcast, this whole damn podcast, is for you guys to say what you want? Seriously, that's how it should be on social media, right? But I think the most important thing is this, when it comes down to the apps, right? Again, every social media app is going to have its ups and downs. You will always have those people who want to stab you in the back. Not literally, but like figuratively. But at the same time, you're also going to have those people who got your back, right? So always keep an eye out for that. And always keep that in mind when you're navigating the realm that is social media. Is that people will always be hater or a lover, but it's only because people have their own opinion that they get to share, right? But it's up to us to decide what it is that we want to tune into, right? And I think that's the thing that led to all these controversies around social media and all these apps nowadays, is that people, why people tend to criticize is because there's always that jealousy, there's always that hate that other people are getting what they want, right? And you guys notice that pattern, right? I don't know if it's just me, but I notice a very simple pattern where people are just trying to hate on other people, and people tend to do that and to diss out social media is because it provides so much, right? It's like taking over the jobs of parents or whatever, right? And to be honest, is that really not expected? I mean, I've seen social media be a better parent than other people, right? I've literally seen the app advise and show love, and people can support each other and find each other there, right? More so than parents nowadays. Not to diss parents, but it's happened. It's happened, and that's the truth. And part of the reason why they're so angsty is that parents feel like they don't accept that, right? They can't accept when an app is literally doing a better job at being a parent. But guys, I think above all, we gotta be better people. If we are going to, if we don't want to be what's been the mistakes we've had before, right? It's all about being better people, right? Just be wary about what's going to be on the apps. Be wary about what's available. Be wary about who's out there, what's out there. And, be very careful, always. And, every generation has had their challenges. And I'm not dissing any generation in general, right? It's more so that literally in this new day and age, everything has a spotlight, right? And what people notice is that we gotta get our act together, right? If we're gonna be a better generation, if we're gonna carry the torch for the future, if we don't want to make the mistakes of the past, it's all about listening in, honing in, being careful, and doing what it is that we love. Because when we find something that we love, we can learn to appreciate other people and make the world a better place, right? Again, we don't want to make the same mistakes as before. We want to work towards something beautiful and sweet and kind. And imagine all these comments just because of this one app, right? Again, I don't hate the app, and I don't necessarily get on the platform every day either. But I do know what it is that it has offered, and I do know that every generation, younger or older, has learned a lot from it, right? And this app can give people an insight into what the world's gonna be, right? We're gonna be a generation that's gonna be, unbelievable in terms of what we can do, because we see what other people have accomplished, right? What other people have done. And, if we want this world to be ours, it's all about honing in on that and being who we want to be, doing what we love, and making the world a better place. So, literally, that's all my thoughts on TikTok, and that's literally what I got for you guys. Again, you know, I'm not a hater of the app, and I don't have that heartfelt love for it just yet because I have never been on it and I haven't seen everything on it, right? So I'm just gonna be in the middle, and that's all I have to say there. But if you hate it, fine. If you love it, sweet, right? Because above all, it's about what you guys want, right? And you know, again, as long as you're not hurting on anyone, hating on anyone, or at least as long as you're, you know, not hurting yourselves and you are instead doing what's right, you know. And I get many people have their perceptions of what's right and what's wrong, but think about it on a practical level, right? Humans aren't bad, just confused, right? It's all about making sure that everyone's got a chance. TikTok and other apps on social media gave that chance, right? So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Convos. Again, this was probably one of the episodes where I'm most passionate and emotional about because of the fact that this app has revolutionized the world. Come on, guys. It's amazing and unbelievable. And I'm gonna throw this bonus episode for you guys because I just wanted to say what it is that my full insight and talk about an app that has literally turned the world on its head. And this is what I got for you guys, and I hope you guys take no offense to it. Again, no bashing or whatever. This is just something of my opinion, but you guys are always entitled to yours, right? Say what you want to feel, do what you want to do, love who you want to love, because that's all that there is over here at Convos, right? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I butchered that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, share, sub, and much love. You guys have been an amazing audience. I hope you guys enjoyed this bonus episode. This has been something that I wanted to do, and if it's an episode where I really feel that I wanted to hone in on, I'm gonna do it and post it as soon as I can, alright? But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have an awesome day. This is Mr. T, signing off over here in the studio. Much love, everyone, and have an awesome day, alright? Peace.